In today's video, we're talking about how to become a life and business coach. If you've ever wondered how to turn your life experience into a powerful model for coaching that you can actually offer to people that you lead, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you will have 3 specific steps that you can take toward that end. Let's jump in. Step 1 is to clarify your calling. Do you relate to this? Most of the coaches that I train and certify are feeling called to do it. Whatever that word means for you, it's a sense that there's something about your life experience, what you've already learned, that you have a responsibility to share with others. And I guarantee there are others who are struggling with things that you've already mastered. Or they're looking for a path forward in the midst of their struggles, and you know something already that could help them. That feeling is what I'm referring to when I say calling. And if you're feeling called to do it, either you do it as a service project, at which point don't quit your day job, or you find an economic engine for the mission. And in my experience, putting together an offering, a service, a business where you can provide coaching to others is one way to get that economic engine for what you already feel called to do in the first place. Part of clarifying your calling is identifying your niche. It's the specific people that you are uniquely designed to help. And one of the biggest pitfalls we run into as coaches is that we want to help everyone. And that seems so noble, right? I get trapped in that too. I just want to help everyone. Well, if we want to help everyone, our marketing message is going to be very unclear. And we end up helping very few people. If we can get really clear about who it is that we are uniquely designed to help, here's a little hint. Who are you? What have you been through? What is your unique life experience? Because probably the people you can help the most are very similar to you. This shouldn't surprise us, but sometimes it does. And we think, well, how can I help them? I had some of the same problems that they're having. Yeah, that's why you are positioned uniquely to be able to help them. So you might start from that, but try to identify who is it that my experience and my skill set is uniquely positioned to help. When I'm training coaches, I'll sometimes have them do an exercise where they identify that person. And sometimes in the industry we call it an avatar, but it's not the blue people from the movie. The avatar is simply a description of someone who represents your people, your tribe, the people that you can uniquely serve. Give them a name, give them a gender, give them a socioeconomic class. To figure out where do they buy their food, where do they take their kids on weekends? Do they even have kids? Are they married? Are they single? What language do they speak? You get as clear as you can about who that person is, and that helps you to design your offer and your marketing messages around it. That's a really core part of becoming a life and business coach. So clarify your calling, including the people that you can uniquely serve. Now, before we move on to the other 2 steps that I promised you, if someone's coming to mind for you, put it in the comments down below. This will actually help you to clarify it. Just type it in there, and it's not a commitment. It's not like you could never change it. But what's coming to mind for you? If you share that in the comments, you're going to see that there's other people thinking about this too. Go ahead and drop it into the comments. Who are you designed to uniquely serve? Now, step number 2 in becoming a life and business coach is to get the right training and tools. Coaching is an interesting industry because it's not regulated or licensed, at least at the time of this video. In most jurisdictions, it's something that anybody can just hang up their shingle and say, I'm a life coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a relationship coach. I'm a whatever coach. While certification and training isn't legally required to identify yourself as a coach, it's a really good idea to get the kind of training that will allow you to do this with some level of confidence and to know that you're doing more good than harm and that you have something valuable to offer your clients. What kind of training you need begs the question of who do you serve? What kind of specific skill sets are you coaching on? And you get that kind of specific training. Having a solid model to work from. For example, the positivity model is the model that I use in all of my coaching programs, and I certify coaches that I'm training to use as well. It's the operating instructions for the equipment of our own mind. And this is a powerful model that separates life coaches who are certified positivity practitioners from those who are not. I simply share this as an example. What if you want to be a tennis coach? Well, you might want to get some specific coaching or training in how to coach tennis. What if you're a bowling coach? What if you're a speech coach? What if you're a relationships coach? See, your area of expertise probably has some specific tools that you can use. If you're interested in this one, by the way, the positivity model, I'll put up a URL on the screen here, drpauljenkins.com/themodel, and I'll put a copy of this in a brief description in your box, because if that resonates with you, I want you to have that. That's my gift to you. Go ahead and take a look. drpauljenkins.com/themodel. I'll send you a copy of that. Part of your training and tool set is something that I tell my coaches all the time. Coaches need coaches. That may go without saying, but I'm saying it because sometimes we get this idea that, well, I'm just going to forge out on my own. And I've done that enough in my life and career to realize that's not the best path. When I'm humble enough to receive coaching from those who have reasons to know and who have the experience that is so valuable and expensive to obtain on my own, I invest heavily in my own coaching. And I would encourage you to start thinking about, if you want to be a life and business coach, who is it that you need to have on your team to coach you? Coaches need coaches. So consider that as you're looking into your training and toolbox. Now let's jump onto that third tip that I have for you. The third step is to start small, perhaps. You don't have to start small, it's just easier to start small and then build from there. The whole idea is to serve your clients, and the more powerfully you can serve them, the better you're going to establish yourself as a respected coach, and you'll gain confidence that will help to propel you forward. Every successful coach started with one client, the first client. And if you haven't had that first client yet, that means it's still on the horizon for you. I remember giving this challenge to a group of new coaches. They were just coming in to get their positivity practitioner certification through my program. And none of them had any clients yet. They hadn't had any experience. And it's kind of like that old dilemma of, you can get the job if you have the experience, but you have to have the experience to get the job. So that's the dilemma, right? Well, I gave them this challenge. I said, coach someone this week. And this struck terror and fear into some of their hearts because they were like, well, I don't know who I'm going to coach. When you make the commitment to coach someone this week, you already have someone in your world who would benefit from something like the positivity model, which these coaches had already been trained on. So they already had something that they could share and a format and a structure that they could do. I remember when Vicki and I were just newly married and my brother was trying to make a little extra money selling Cutco knives. Now you may have heard of this brand, which is marketed by a company called Vector Marketing. And they train these young people typically on sales skills to sell these knives in-home. So they'll go in and do a demonstration. Well, one of their approaches is call up all your friends and your family members and your uncles and aunts. You call them up and you say, hey, I am learning how to do this sales presentation to sell these knives. And I'm not trying to sell them to you, but I have to practice this 5 times in the next week. Could I come and practice my demonstration with you? This is how this company approached it. And guess what? They sell a lot of knives doing that. I bought a set of knives from my brother because he came in and practiced his demonstration with me. What I'm trying to do is take the lid off of how we think about getting that first client. And it might come from a very surprising place or source. But we reach out and we boldly and courageously get started. Start small. You can steer a moving car. A parked one, not so much. So if we can get it moving, then we'll have the resources that we need to decide how we're going to steer that as we move forward. And there are a lot of resources. In fact, if you're ready to explore coaching seriously, I have put together a power pack for you, and it's completely free. You're welcome. This is something that I want to share with people like you who are feeling called to it, and you need some resources and tools to get started. So go pick it up. Here's the URL, drpauljenkins.com/powerpack. I will put this Life Coach Power Pack right into your inbox so that you can get started with these powerful tools and resources. And I wish you well on that journey.